Let me say this real quick, and I'll let everybody else go. So, notable manga it placed over these past few weeks. It placed over JJK in its final arc, some of the recent chapters. It placed over My Hero Academia, which is wrapping up beautifully. It's placed over Sakamoto Days, its internet's final saga. Undead Unluck is placed over manga that are already fully established. So some people consider some of the best of this past generation, and it's been doing that for the past few weeks. So I don't think it's a lack of competition. I think it's just been performing well against some of the best in Shonen Jump currently. All right, y'all. For B.S.S news, I come bearing great news for Kagurabachi fans. So first and foremost, all volumes of Kagurabachi will be getting reprints, and Shueisha has filed for anime adaptation for Kagurabachi. And this really ties into something I want to go into with the weekly Shonen Jump rankings, right? So every week, weekly Shonen Jump posts rankings for how people rank the current chapters that came out. Now, at number one, well, I'll start at number 10 actually. At number 10 is Me and Roboko at number 10. Memento at number 9, Sakamoto Days at number 8, Hemoten at number 7, Yazakura Family at number 6, Kagurabachi at number 5, Witch Watch at number 4, My Hero at number 3, Okay Banashi at number 2, and One Piece at number 1. Now, if y'all didn't notice that Kagurabachi at number 5, and Kagurabachi for the past few weeks has been struggling, but it has now recently got into the top 10 a few times. And then I want to tie that to the overall rankings, and why it's such good news for Kagurabachi, right? For the overall rankings of Shonen Jump, One Piece is at number 1, obviously, but it has 1,000 chapters. Sakamoto Days has 170 chapters. At number 2. JDK has 200 plus at 3. My Hero 400 plus at 4. Blue Box 150 chapters at 5. Akane Banashi 100 plus. Yazukura Family at 200 plus, Wishwatch 150 plus, Me and Roboko at 190 plus, and at number 10 is Kagurabachi at only 42 chapters. It is by far the youngest series in the top 10, as the overall record, forget weekly, encompassing everything, is easily the youngest series and is at the top 10. So this leads me to believe, with them submitting, Shueisha submitting Kagurabachi for an anime, it being in the top 10 the past few weeks multiple times, and overall rankings is at number 10. This leads me to believe that Kagurabachi is that next one. I'm good. Y'all thoughts on it? What do y'all think? Where do y'all think Kagurabachi will land? Will it be the next big shonen series? Because based on the numbers, it's looking like it.
Kagurabachi. I mean, I feel like it has to be at this point because one, there's really not much competition. I'm gonna be honest. In terms of weekly Sunday Shonen Jump, what comes out every Sunday, there's really no competition. The other things I'm not really hitting, to be honest. And the other good manga I would say drop different days of the week. So Kagurabachi has definitely separated itself from the new manga. And it started off with being very hot because it was a meme at first. You know, people were just hyping it up just to hype it up. But I think now it's delivering. And I think Kagurabachi is very interesting right now. And it's really doing it hitting very similar shonen type formulas, but it is doing it in a very unique way. So shout out Kagurabachi, man. Shout out.
I don't know if this is nasty or not, but if One Piece is like Sakuna and JJK is like Gojo or Naruto's like Gojo, Kagurabachi would be like Kashimu or whatever. Like he's like he might be like he was the best of his era, but we also see that there's like a drop off because like not that he's not strong or not that he's not dope, but like he's not Gojo. He's not like at the level of Gojo. He's not at the level of Sakuna. So I think like it could lead Shonen Jump and they could be successful, but I also feel like this might be more of a down decade. At least after One Piece, I feel like it could be. I don't think it's going to be as Shonen Jump's going to be as poppin' as it used to be. I think manhwas are going to probably run the show for a little bit.
Let me say this real quick. I'll let everybody else go. So notable manga it placed over these past few weeks. It placed over JJK in its final arc, some of the recent chapters. It placed over My Hero Academia, which is wrapping up beautifully. It's placed over Sakamoto Days, its internet's final saga. Undead Unluck is placed over manga that are already fully established. So some people consider some of the best of this past generation, and it's been doing that for the past few weeks. So I don't think it's a lack of competition. I think it's just been performing well against some of the best in Shonen Jump currently.
Well, when I say lack of competition, it's more so in reference to like all the newer series, because yeah, these manga are like in their last like kind of viewing to an extent. I'm curious to see how much Sakamoto Days does, but it's the new fresh thing, and there's really nothing really close. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people are hopping on the train because it is good, and it's the only like new bits of content that you can read every week. Whereas everything else, you're kind of into it, and it's from what I'm aware of, Kagurabachi has been doing a lot of very interesting things recently in terms of plot. So that's what I'm saying. Like I'm glad they have something, but I'm with Lonnie. We done with Shonen Jump. They like I heard some other manga that they want to create anime. Nah, get out of here, bro. Noise Exorcist, bro. Come on.
Nah, we were talking about News Exorcist. That's like the most mid manga that they probably have in the last like I don't know few years, and it's getting an anime. I'm sorry, like it's
Well, it
just
might. It's rumors might, right?
like I read like the first 20ish chapters, and like it was just I don't know. I could have read the news. I probably would have been a little bit more entertained, but I'm just sorry. And I made a joke of it. It is true. Like what the spirit is like what 50 years old. That's like rookie numbers. Like, what are we doing? Like, we are still like these ancient ass spirits that we're dealing with. Like, Sakuna's like what, like 1,000 years old. This person's like what, like 50? Like, no, it's like a baby spirit. I ain't buying it.
To clarify for the chat, I don't think any of us said that Kagurabachi's. My hero Jidakira are new. I don't think anybody said that.
Yeah, no, we're not saying that. No.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think it's more impressive for a new series to consistently place over established like hits.
I
That's
agree.
That's why
like, it would be like Kagurabachi, Wild Strawberry, Kaiji number 8 could still be considered new, I guess, even though it's almost ending. Yeah, things like around
what Kaji's doing,
that,
bro.
that new Exorcist one that came out a few weeks ago. That's new, but yeah.
Bro, I saw in the rankings that one cop manga ranked pretty high actually. Like Japan likes that cop manga that was bogus as hell that we read. I was like, this is Japan.
Oh, that slice of life joint.
The one where he's a cop, he has psychic powers. That one.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, y'all got
Japan's
it.
liking that one. Japan's
Y'all
liking
got
that
it.
one. Okay. Hey man, shout out, man. They just got a different humor over there. All right.
Around how many chapters is Kagurabachi?
42. So it's by far the youngest series. All these other series have 100 plus, 400 plus, 200 plus.
I'm gonna hop back in. I was only about 10 chapters in, and I kind of just got disinterested. But with the anime coming out, I might actually return, and I feel like a lot of the fanfare that left with the hype is probably going to return too. Just the way his power is stylized, I think it'll look really good animated. So Kagurabachi might got it. I didn't think it was bad. I got bored.
Well, I stopped after like his first big fight with someone else that had like an enchanted blade. I don't know why I stopped. I guess I got busy.
That's where I stopped too.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good.
Well, I think with Chainsaw Man heating up again in part 2, that and Kagurabachi might be the ones that would bring back the question I asked. If all these series are ending, is there a slice of life that could carry them? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Spy Family's still cooking. I know y'all don't read it, but it's still cooking. Y'all may not think it might, but that's all they have left.
You can't carry if you don't have a consistent schedule. Spy Family doesn't drop every week.
It drops every 2 weeks.
Yeah, you have to. From what I'm like noticing, in order for you to carry the company, you have to drop every week, and you have to drop on Sunday. I'm gonna be honest. You have to drop every week on Sunday.
If all these things are leaving, and we're out here talking about cop mangas and things like that, and Spy Family every 2 weeks comes out, and does well every time it comes out. I'm just saying, and we already know that they could make infinite non-canon movies forever, but they just gave a backstory. They finished the backstory of 2 really cool side characters that was very well done, with Mr. Henderson and another older member of the cast. I'm just saying, if it's like that, I have no idea when Spy Family is going to end. So that could just be them, Kagurabachi, Chainsaw Man, and then hopefully one of these new mangas hit, and that's what they ride until they find the next one.
They're really betting on that.
Or maybe I'm just waiting to see who's going to be the first one. Be like, you know what? Let's just go get a manhwa and publish it over here. Who's going to be the first person to take that shot?
No way. Unless they allow colored panels in their magazine.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
They're not gonna
that's gonna be
they
very.
have issues with Korea too. Like they gatekeep each other all the time. So it's like I would take a lot of undoing of years, like decades of bad blood to suddenly just have them bring in a manhwa.
If they're trying to survive whatever the chasm that's going to be left, you got to
They
start
won't be
trying
able
stuff.
to random. They're cooked. Shonen
I mean,
Jump is cooked.
But that's where indie creators come in. That's why they launched that Viz Media one shot program. I'm being serious. They lost a one shot program. They're launching and these are people that the guys over. He was an editor for One Piece and Naruto. And they're looking for talent across seas. So if you are indie
in
creator,
order for that to
feels
work,
like a sign of desperation, a little bit.
I think it's a lot of.
I don't know if it's desperation because they've been expanding to the West. Like after COVID, they've been trying to seek out the Western viewers for a long time now. So I don't know if it's necessarily a sign of desperation. I think that they're trying to appeal to wider audiences and bring in new stories. I don't know if necessarily they're desperate, but
I'm also going to side
I
with
agree
Ty.
to that. But the problem, Ty,
yeah,
is if they bring in indie creators, is the indie creators completely their story completely dictated based off only the Japanese audience? Because if it is, if that how much of them are really going to be successful? And I'm just not imagine this, and I'm not going to make this like a crazy race thing, but imagine an indie creator making manga about all black characters. Do we really think that Japan is going that's the next one?
Changes are going to be made.
Well, here's the thing, right? The one shot program, you gotta get it approved. So if they don't if they see that they don't want to do it, they're going to find one that I think they can appeal to everybody or like a wide audience. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think.
It's a no risk.
I've seen,
no risk, no reward thing.
Yeah, the one I've seen become Viz originals on the app. They can appeal to pretty much everybody. You have pretty much characters of every race, every background. So I think that you do got to have a specific type of story, but I do think they're looking for more creators. So
I just think when you look at the program, it seems like minimal risk, and you could possibly hit something great. It doesn't cost them a lot, and you can get somebody. Will changes need to be made for a story? Probably, but if they find their next, if they even find their next Spy Family, it's a massive success. That the program itself is a massive success. Let alone if they happen to find another Naruto or whatever out of that thing. That's all it is. It's just throwing out talent. We're not going to call the NFL desperate because they have a supplemental draft, or they pick people from the G League. Like, I don't see why we're calling Shonen Jump desperate because they found a new way to attract potentially new talent.
I think because everything's ending and their biggest IP, One Piece, is towards the end too. Something has to fill in all that revenue because Kagurabachi can't fill the revenue of One Piece, JJK, My Hero, eventually Spy Family. So like you can say like Kagurabachi can be number one, but who's gonna be the number two, number three, number four? Like who? Like we don't know like what's gonna be because they can't just ride Kagurabachi until the wheels fall off because eventually I don't even think that story's gonna be super long. So
they got that cop. They potentially have the cop manga. They have that Exorcist one. If those hit, then they can go. We just don't know right now because obviously we can't tell the future. But they've clearly got things that people in Japan like.
Yeah, they're trying
young.
things.
They're just gonna keep trying. It's not like they're. Go ahead.
Piece is right here. One Piece is like right here. This is where Shonen Jump is because of One Piece and all the other stuff too, but mainly because of One Piece. When One Piece is gone, it'll still be like high. It'll drop like here, but it'll still be over other like magazines. But you are not going to fill the One Piece void. Absolutely not. So the question is, will they be able to stay afloat to still be the biggest magazine in for manga in Japan compared to like these other magazines? I don't know. We'll see. I
think so.
I mean, if you guys think about it, I think this might be normal. I'm pretty sure they were thinking the same thing once Dragon Ball was about to. Dragon Ball manga ended like 95. One Piece and them didn't come out to like late 90s. Like there was like a 4-year gap that couldn't fill Dragon Ball's void until the big three, until Naruto One Piece came.
So
Were
they
they
gotta
still
hope
were they still on top?
Shonen Jump.
At that
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm just thinking about like there could be like the next biggest thing. We just don't see it. I'm just thinking at the standpoint of I'm pretty sure they could have never guessed that One Piece would then pop up in a few years. They probably just
The
couldn't
only
guess that.
what I think I mean with One Piece ending and the amount of revenue that it does provide to that magazine company, to Shonen Jump, I do think that yeah they'll stay afloat, but it does really open the door for parity in
Mhm.
that aspect, with other magazine companies actually being able, because right now they're just not capable. They don't have that revenue coming in to even compete. I think with One Piece coming out, and unfortunately, and in my opinion, the lack of revenue coming in from other projects, it kind of opens the doors to all these other magazine companies to come and take that number one spot.
Well, the
Listen,
one
man,
Sure.
industry plan's gonna be coming soon, man. I'm telling y'all.
Well,
Industry plan manga, and I think I low key thought it was Kagurabachi because Takahiko, the creator of Vagabond and Real and Slam Dunk came out talked about Naruto. Musashi Kishimoto came out talked about it. Horikoshi talked about. I'm like, is Kagurabachi industry plan? I was
Low
like,
key,
hold on a
bro.
second.
It was getting
I is cooking.
crazy.
It was
hype.
getting crazy.
Now
crazy.
it's a good industry
Crazy,
plan. I like the industry plan, but I'm just saying there might be another one on the way. So
Hey, Doja Cat was an
man.
interesting plant, but she hit. So
Yo,
All right, well, let's move on to agenda hour.